Hello, Echo here again, back down in Albury Town doing another bee episode. So this is a FTB Unleashed supplemental on bees. This was our target. It was getting up to Aura bees because Aura have the best stats. And with some spoilers here, if you don't want to know how to do magic bees, you may want to not watch the next couple of minutes. But what we need is some of these bees require what's called a foundation block. The first one that needs it is the windy bee there. And the Aura bee also needs it. I've got them written up here what we need. You may have seen this in the Foundcraft video that I also spoiled it in. But there we go. Some of the magic bees need these foundation blocks. The windy bee there needs vanilla leaves underneath the breeding alveoli or apiary. There's a couple of more examples there. Makes sense really, doesn't it? Earth and bricks. Water bee needs water and so on. And the Aura bee needs an air crystal cluster. So I did a Foundcraft episode with search crystal clusters, and I made what's called an air crystal cluster, and that is down there under my alveoli air crystal cluster. So what that's going to let us do is going to let us breed a windy bee. So let's have a quick look at it. I should have so let's make a couple more windy bees. I've got some there. I had 3 there, didn't need to do that. Oops. Too late now. I have to wait for that to just finish off then. Should be pretty quick though because it's got an Oblivion framing. I'm also pretty close. I'm not actually that far off being able to make Oblivion frames. So once I've done this bee, I'll probably start aiming towards making Oblivion frames because it's not as bad as I initially thought. Come on, god damn it, windy bee, son of a. There we go. So I've actually got quite a few spare windy bees now. I don't really need any of them. All of them, I mean. I'm going to grab a piece of uranium. As you can see here, the Aura is windy plus windy. It's an 8% chance. So with the uranium, we get up to an 80% chance. It's times 10, of course. So in here, windy, windy, with air crystal cluster underneath. And we'll see what it gives us. So to get to this, I've had to do quite a few bees. I've done the arcane branch, esoteric, mysterious and arcane, and I've done the supernatural branch, charmed, enchanted, supernatural. I've got the ethereal, and then the windy is the first of the like aura kind of bees, if you know what I mean. But they're part of the same branch. They're part of the aware branch. And I've just got that one eldritch from what's called, what branch is that called? Let's have a quick check in here. Veiled. Oh, there we go. So the eldritch is from a veiled branch I don't have any more of. Arcane branch is done. Oops. Arcane branch is done. Supernatural branch is done. And there we go. Aware branch we're starting, and then Thalmic branch. I must have an Aura bee because that's just popped up. So I must have an Aura bee in here because I didn't have before. Not let me in. Let me in. Have I crashed? I may have crashed. What's going on? Back in a bit. Well, oops, I'm back, and Echo's a noob. I ran out of disk space. So, great. What we've got in here is Aura Princess, Aura Drone. Let's see if these are pure. Let's hope they're pure. Come on, be pure. And where's my big laser? It's there. Probably not going to be pure, but we'll see. Alright, that's pure. So you see there, it's got fastest speed, wonderful. It's got maximum pollen, which is good for magic trees, and it's got maximum area, which is also good for trees. So that's the production one that we really wanted, but them two are also good for trees, so that's kind of great as well. Oh, we have got pure, wonderful. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bang these into the inoculator here, give them max fertility, which I believe is in there. Yep. Give them max fertility, get a few extra drones off them, and pull them traits out using the isolator, and then I'm going to add the traits to all my bees there. So back when that's done, which is going to take about an hour I reckon, and we'll see what's next. Okay then, so I'm back, and I'm carrying on doing the upgrading of all my bees there with the fastest, and with this guy, maximum flowering. I've come across a problem. I'm not getting the largest territory serum. I've run about 30 odd aura bees through here. So if we look at largest territory, you'll see that it comes from 6 bees, and one of them there is the aura bee. The aura bee certainly has the trait we're after. It's just not giving me it. So I don't know if it must have a really low chance of dropping that trait serum, but we're getting everything else. Getting plenty of everything else. We're just not getting that one. So I keep running bees through this this apiary here just to get more drones, like so. Put one back in. Put the princess back in, and just to show you that it's not me being an idiot. These bees actually have got the largest area there, 15 by 13 by 15. So I'm not sure what's going on. Well, I'll keep banging them in. Anyway, the next bee I'm going to move on to is, we have still got quite a few Oblivion frames, but I'm going to go on to the Oblivion frame. I was debating whether to go for the Oblivion frame or the crushed ice. I think I'm going to go for the Oblivion frame one first, and then do the crushed ice after that. So that's going to be the plan of action. Now I've got the best traits, I'll be doing that. I'm going to start adding more metal bees as well. I've only got copper, gold and iron. I need to add tin, silver, lead as well. And this is start working out the other things I'm missing from the laser drill. We'll get to that later. So Oblivion frame, it's a bit easier than I thought it was. So if you look here, we need a draconic bee, which is an imperial and abandoned, and that has to be bred in the end. And we've got abandoned bee is nameless and oblivion, and nameless is oblivion and ethereal. Now ethereal we've already got from breeding up to the aura. Oblivion you get from the end, and you saw me get them when I went and killed the ender dragon. They're the ones, I'll show you how you get them again, just in case you didn't know. So we've got all the bees ready to go with that, and it's only three separate breeding cycles to get them, so that's pretty cool. The other thing we need though is soul bees, and maybe not just soul bees. I think what we need is soul wax. Is it soul wax? Soulful wax, that stuff. And it comes from soul combs, which spirit bees do at 16% chance, soul bees do at 20% chance. So really, spirit bees are quite a lot easier. We could just do the 16% chance. We're going to get enough because of our automation here. We might want to go for the best ones. Let's have a look. What else do they give me? Memory comb. More chance of memory comb. But don't really offer anything else really, do they? Interesting. Memory comb, is that the one that gives me knowledge fragments? Let's have a look. Oh, magic wax, honeydew, and intellect drop. Cool. An intellect drop. Oh, what's that? Villager soul manipulator. Soul manipulator. Interesting. Yeah, that's the one that gets you bottles of enchanting. Cool. So another way of getting XP for nothing. So I could just go for the spirit one. And the spirit one here is pretty straightforward. We need something called an attuned bee. And an attuned bee we can get from under the ground, and luckily someone told me in a previous episode where I'd gone past one and not got it, so I went back and got it. It was in the stronghold episode where I died. I still in 3 deaths, where I died to the silverfish. Just as I was digging into the stronghold, there was a hive with some redstone to the left hand side as I was digging in. That there was a hive that had an attuned bee in it, so I have actually got, if we can click the right thing, in here, an attuned princess and a attuned drone. The first thing I'm going to do with them is, because this is a hive bee that's possibly a bit rare, I'm going to add maximum fertility onto them. So I'm going to do that off camera. I'm going to get max fertility onto them when these guys are out of here, which is going to take a while probably. I think it might be time to double up, maybe even triple up on my inoculators, isolators and purifiers, just so I can do this a bit quicker. I've got the materials to do it, so I might do that. But I'll be back when I've got that attuned, because we're going to need to use that no matter which way we do this, for the spirit or for the soul. We need to get that attuned on the go. I could get the Oblivion and the Ether one on the go. Let's see if I've got more than one Oblivion bee. One. I've only got one each of them as well, so I probably want to get the serum of that before I do any of that. Should be plenty more in the end. Let's quickly quickly go to the end and I'll show you where I got that. So I am going to want my scoop. So this is just in case you didn't see the episode where I got that Oblivion bee, or if I was a little bit unclear where I got it from. If we go to the end, which I think we can get to from in here, if I can fit my fat ass through the door. Yep, the end. So there we go. Now the way to get these is I'm going to fly, if I can press space right, there we go. I'm going to fly down underneath the main island here, and when I'm down here, I don't want to go too low because I don't want to go and die. When you're down underneath here, what you're looking for is obsidian underneath the main island, and there's some luck. So a bit of obsidian there, that's what we're looking for. When you find a bit of obsidian, dig up next to it and you will find an Oblivion have. There we go. And in there, break that. That's giving me an ender pearl. There, it's not picking them things up right. What's going on? There we go. Oblivion drone, Oblivion princess, ender pearl, and a forgotten comb. So that's where we get them from. So I do not have to actually get the serum off the one we've got, because I can save that and do that later. And I can actually use this one for a bit of breeding. So let's get back out of here. Go find my book. Whee! Drink. And let's see what we want to breed this with. So let's get out of here. Back across to the bees. And nameless, Oblivion and ethereal. So let's, what chance we've got of that? 10% chance. So I've also brought this across. I've had an ME access terminal over here. I was getting the uranium out of there. What I've done is the cable that runs into that comes from across from the farm. I just teed off with the ME cable, connected to my ME access terminal here, so I've got access to all my resources over here as well as over there, which is kind of nice. So I'm going to want 1 uranium, and I'm up to 500 plus uranium now from my uranium bee, my radioactive bee. So you can see that's getting me uranium at a very nice speed. And in there I'm going to want Oblivion princess and ethereal drone, like so, which should give us a 100% chance of getting a nameless bee. And the nameless bee with that Oblivion drone get us an abandoned, and that with an imperial will get us the draconic. So I'll show you this one, then I'll cut the camera. I'll get some serums pulled out of these bees that I've got before I move on, just so I've got the serums for the future, and we'll get that draconic bee done. Is that bee hurting me? I think it is. Yes. Ouch. Go on, hurry up and die. Oop, no flowers. Okay, that's of course going to want end flowers in it. I've done that the wrong way around. I should have done the ethereal princess. So I'm going to have to get flowers trait onto that. That is going to be asking for, I suppose, yeah, end. I'll tell you what I can do. Let me put that back in there. This is a bit easier on when you're playing single player. Unless you've got the bee that we're looking at making, what I can do is I can grab my dragon egg off there. And I can go place it over here somewhere. So I'm actually going to place it up on a block so I can... always making things difficult for myself. I'll place it up on a block there so I can just get it back a bit easier. There we go. So now I've put that in there. That should work. So we'll let that cycle. And can I get close enough? Well, there we go. Largest territory. Awesome. Got the largest territory serum. So that took me about 20 or 30 bees to get that. So I don't know if it was just luck or lack of luck that was not getting it very quick. But I've got it now, so that's good. And in there we have got nameless bee. nameless princess, nameless drone. So I'm going to pull some more serums out. I'll be back in a bit. Just so I get this back. Will that fall on there and become a thing again? No, son of a bitch. Let's get this back then. I'm just going to put a torch there. Knock that light off. There we go. That gets you. Drop your dragon egg on a torch. Gets your dragon egg back into your inventory. Wonderful. Back in a bit. Okay then, I'm back and some time's passed. You may notice an awesome bit of cinematography in that last bit. I cut the camera to get the name of the person who told me where the tuned hard was, and then just played it back, and I forgot to even mention it. It was a Phoenix. Thank you very much to Phoenix for letting me know. Terrible. Right, so what was I up to? I have done a little bit more. I have done the Abandoned, Nameless and Oblivion, 8%. So now I've got an Abandoned and an Imperial ready to go, and they're waiting in here. There's the Imperial, and there's the Abandoned. Oops. There's the Abandoned. I want that guy. So what I've done, I've just modified the stats on this a bit. So uses flowers rather than wanting the end stone. It's got repulsion. I was kind of curious to see what it does, so I've left it on. And we're going to want 6%, and it has to be in the end. So what I'm going to do with this then is I'm going to have to get uranium, and we're going to have to break this guy and take it with us. So let's smash all this up. Like so. And we'll head to the end. I could have made a second one to all the ones I've got, to be honest, but this has got the right items in it ready, so let's head to the end. Oh, I've done a little bit of building work while I've been waiting around for stuff. I've got a couple of other things to show you as well. In fact, I'll show you them before I go. I wanted to show you, I've actually lost my Imperial Bee. I had a bit of an issue with graphics and I had to restart the server, and I think my Imperial Bee was in this process of getting transferred across. So it got stuck, my Imperial Princess. So I am actually in the process of giving this Imperial Princess all the stats. This was a noble princess. What the shit? The spider with a creeper hat. I thought it was going to explode then. I shit myself then. So I'm in the process of giving this Imperial Princess some better stats. So it's got maximum flowering. I put these books and quills in here and named them as well, so I can see what's what. So flowers it should already have. Low fertility it probably ain't got. So let's see if it needs that. It does need that. Okay, so I'm adding stats to that as it goes. Everything's a bit full here. I maybe need more than one of these each, because I've kind of got loads of partly spent serums in there. So yeah, so I'm just going to show you what's going on then. So that is the amount of products that one life cycle of my Imperial drone gets me now. So if you look at the stats, so this is the stats that all my bees are getting. I've got longest lifespan, fastest speed, maximum pollen, flowers flower type, 1 times fertility apart from the cultivated that I use to get the extra drones for the DNA, maximum area, explorer effect for XP, and if they need it, they've got temperature tolerance and humidity depending on where they are, because this climate and humidity is key to the species type. So no matter what you do with a draconic, demonic for example, it'll always want hell climate, so you need the tolerances. Because this is a normal bee, it doesn't need anything because I'm in a normal biome. And of course all these stats, so it'll work anywhere I want it to work. It'll work 24/7 basically, day, night, in the rain or inside. So I'm not actually sure if this counts as inside. I need to test if this glass counts as cover. It shouldn't though, so that should still work. Bees in there should still work. So in fact, so let's have a quick look at all the other products then. So that's what we get from the Imperial, 2 stacks and 12, and the Industrious is exactly the same, 2 full stacks and an extra 12. The cultivated, that gives me 20 honeycombs, but that's getting me extra 3 cultivators. That's got the shortest lifespan, so that's getting me less products because of the shortest lifespan there. And then if we go through here, that's still cooking, but that's probably going to be the same as this. That's the copper combs, this is the iron, probably going to be the same. So 64 plus 6 on them. Gold is a bit less. 64 plus 6 on the less a bit there, but only 44 on the actual golden combs, and then 64 on 6. So you see the basic ones are getting the same amount of stuff there, which seems to be half what them ones get, doesn't it? That's 264s and 12, yeah. So these have got half as much normal products, and then 38 radioactive combs. That's 38 uranium. That's pretty good going per life cycle. So all these are 10 off at the minute, just because I've got quite a lot of stuff, and I don't actually. I'm going to have to set these up so they're on redstone signals. I think I'm going to put redstone signals on all the gates, so I can get products as I need it, because I don't want to get thousands and thousands and thousands of every product. If you're looking here, I've got like 12k honeydew there, 10k pollen, 10k royal jelly, so 14k beeswax. So that's starting to get an issue as well. The other thing I want to show you is I've sussed. Thank you to Monkey who let me know that I was doing it wrong. I have sussed how to do this a little bit. If you put a bee in there, let's use an Imperial drone, nice and straightforward. So we'll get them 3. What I was doing, I was putting 3 in, wasn't I? That gives you 2 things there. That's not giving us a very good one here, is it? Energetic and fewer. Sweetened. Filled. Brilliant. What? That's only give me 1. Oh, you tight bastard. So, I said I'd sussed it, clearly. What's it only give me 1 for? Oh yes, that's tight. I thought it'd give me 2 every time. That's just on an Imperial drone. Jesus. That's giving me 2 that time. Skulking, rejuvenating. Rejuvenating. So I've got 1 right, so now what I was doing wrong is I'm putting more in. I can put more in, and it'll give me something else. Abnormal. Failed anyway. That was not skulking, was it? That was... So water is one of them. I'll go there. No, abnormal. Okay, that would have been abnormal. So I started doing it very well. I'll do it with a real simple bee, but let's see what kind of thing this has. See, this has got all of them up. Look how many there is to go out with that, with the abandoned princess. That's ridiculous. So I've kind of sussed how to do it. I wouldn't put in more in when I got it right. I'm surprised that Imperial's got that many. I was expecting less. So that's gonna be none. Are you kidding? Is it because I should be using this because it's dripping, comes from an Imperial? Perhaps. Let's have a look. Let's take them out. Let's try this dripping comb. There we go. That's gonna be 3 then. So it's gonna be unusual, unusual, and exotic. So if I click on 2 of them, I should be able to put some more in. Glittering, glittering. So you can keep putting more in like that. So we should get this. We should get this. Lamb, lamb. Didn't even look what that was. Smouldering, smouldering. So that must be, them 2 must be the same. There we go. So that's giving me lapis and Imperial. Gives me diamond bees. Interesting. So it's giving me some of that back. A bit of royal jelly. So there's 1 successful. Eventually. Took a while. Did seem to work better with dripping comb than honeycomb, didn't it? So it might actually need the same combs, or it might get a bonus of using the same combs that the bee produces. Perhaps. Not 100% sure on that. But yeah, thank you, Monkey, for letting me know that. In fact, Monkey mentioned that in a thing. He said he wasn't sure on that either, but he might use the same combs, might give you more of a bonus. So that is good to know. Good to know. And I'll sling that in there. Let's get rid of that. So chance for success is low. New species is diamond. Does that mean... right, what I can do with that then is, because I've not learnt that bee yet, put that in my hand and right click it. Memorise a note, dispose of the crumpled scrap of paper. So that means I think, have diamond on here now. Let's see. Diamond, there it is. And lapis. So that's giving me information on diamond and lapis. Lapis bee, Imperial, gets me diamond. So it's not even saying... discovered, but it's actually showing me them because I've not actually discovered them. So look, undiscovered and discovered gets me lapis. So it's unveiled a bit of information there. So the ones like the aura bean stuff that have the foundation blocks required, then I think it tells you that they've required the foundation block as well. So if I've got look at an aura one that does require a foundation block, does it tell me? There we go. Look at that. It does. So on your resultant mutations, windy, and it says there, look, requires a foundation of air crystal cluster. So you can find out legitimately what you want. So it's saying, look, current chance 0 because I'm not stood on an air cluster, maybe. There we go, bit of extra info for you. So let's go to the end. And oops, how do we get to the end again? Oh, I went there earlier, didn't I? Back in here again. And just going to keep my head down. Good rule to have in real life as well. Don't really matter where these go, to be honest. I should have done that trick with my no, it don't work with that, does it? No. Does work with this though, so I'll do it with this. Wonderful. And then I want my frame in my frame housing, and I want my uranium ore in my mutator block. So abandoned princess, imperial drone, 6% chance of getting what we want. What's this repulsion do? Is it teleport me away? Let's have a look. Nothing's happening yet. Oh, I didn't write off. Friggin' flowers, did I? What a dick. Back in a sec. There we go, back with a flower. Got a sombrero. I don't think I've got a sombrero. Let's have that. Oops. Sombrero, awesome. We'll have that. We like nice hats. I think I've got that one. So what we got here? Draconic princess, draconic drone. The repulsor thing didn't seem to affect me, did it? Draconic imperial, so that's a hybrid. Draconic imperial, again a hybrid. So I'm going to try that again. So what do I want to do that with? Well, so that 6% chance ain't give me a perfect one, but I'll keep going until I've got the draconic pure. I'll be back when that's done. So what I'm probably going to do here is, what do I want to do here? I want to put it in with draconic imperial. So I want to put it in with an abandoned, don't I? Abandoned draconic, that should do me. So I'll put it back in with that, but I'm going to have to go get some more uranium. So I'm going to cut again, get some more uranium, and I'll be back when I've got pure draconic, and we'll get some products out of it. Okay then, so I'm back, and I've got a couple of draconic bees with perfect stats. Now we've got longest, fastest, all the same good stats that the other bees have got. Now this, like I said before, climate is keyed to the species. So because this is a draconic species, its climate is cold temperature, normal humidity. So this is something I've never had to deal with before. Now I've heard that specialities will only work in a biome that is right for that. You know what I mean? So if this is correct, then that means this will not produce, you can't really see it there, but this will not produce draconic chunks in this normal, because if you look in an alva here, this is a normal. So this is something I've never had to do before, because I've never actually had a bee that produces speciality that's not a normal before. So I'm pretty sure that this isn't going to work, but because I've never done it myself, I am going to give it a go in here. So I'm going to give one run of this bee. That's not set up. Is that set up? No, that's not set up. Any bees into red, anything into green. But that's not turned on, so that's going to go anywhere anyway. So we'll see if this actually produces anything. Now, in the same vein, I had them two wrong way around as well, didn't I, by the way? I had the spirit below the aware, but you had to actually make the aware to get to the spirit. So I've got a spirit bee in the same vein. That is sat in there at the minute, because if you look at that, that's got temperature warm with no tolerance. So if that's the case, the spirit queen and then the soul bee that I'll be breeding off the spirit. So the spirit had 16% chance to make the soul wax. The soul had 20% chance. I want to see, I'm kind of curious what the temperature of the soul is. If that's the case, then that means this one will have to, because it's a speciality. So if you look here, Draconic products, you see that Draconic Dust is a speciality products there. In the same vein, the Spirit, that's a speciality as well. So if that does need warm, then we're not going to get, and that is a lie. Okay, so I never actually knew that either way. So you can get speciality products from a bee in a biome that's not as correct, as long as it's got the proper tolerances. Wonderful. So there we go, we are now producing Draconic Dust. That's the first part towards getting the dragon eggs made, and the next part is getting this guy, Spirit Queen. So I can't really do a great deal until we get the Spirit Queen. What I can do is I can start making the patterns to craft these. So if we come across to here, and we are looking at Oblivion frame, Obliv, we can backtrack it from there. So Oblivion frame, craft that. I need to go find a village as well, and then backtrack from there. So Essence of Unending Disregard, we'll get a pattern for that, and then Essence of a Shallow Grave, we'll take a pattern for that. Is they the same, the patterns? I'll just double check. Yeah, it's just the glass and the soul wax in a different way around. And Essence of Lost Time, encode a pattern for that, and a clock. We need to encode a pattern for that as well. So clock, encode a pattern for that, and then in again. So you see the amount of patterns we need for this. Dragon egg, so we're going to want to decode, we're going to have a pattern for Essence of False Life. There's a lot to it, isn't there? And then this would be a nightmare without applied logistics, I believe. Draconic Chunk, 6 of them, so a pattern for that as well. There we go, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 patterns for that, plus we need an apiarist villager, which I don't think I've got. And I think my village over there, I don't think the apiary is still alive. I had a quick check earlier, I couldn't find them. I'm going to go have a little look. So they can go in my extra bees page, which is getting quite full. I don't think I had clock already. Clock is actually vanilla, so I'm going to put it with the vanilla stuff. Here we go. So I'll cut the camera. We don't know that the Spirit Bee is going to work because the Draconic Bee works. So yeah, I remember that was from I first heard that on a Generic Bee video when he was making gunpowder, I think, and he said he had to do it in a desert biome because it was a speciality. So I was never sure, but as I say, I've never actually had a bee that's needed myself. The only bee that I've used that had extreme tolerances before was Demonic, and if you look at the products of that, neither of the products it produces are speciality, they're both normal products. So I was never actually faced with the issue of producing specialities out of the standard temperature biome there. So we've got enough Draconic Dust for one of them things already, which is pretty cool. Our Spirit Queen has now got tolerances, so I should be able to. That's what I just noticed. I put the Spirit Queen in here to get some more drones, so I can try and get the Spirit Queen serum. And I noticed she wouldn't work. So what I'll do is I'll go and try and find an apiarist NPC, because without that I can't do anything anyway. And I'll be back when the Spirit Queen. In fact, I'll do one more. I'll go one more level and I'll get the Soul Queen, because I'm curious to see what temperature it has anyway now. So I'll get the Soul one. So I'm gonna, once I get a Spirit Serum, I'll mix a Spirit Princess with the Aware drone that I've got there. Yeah, cool. And there we go. Let's try and get Spirit Serum out of that. You don't have to collect all the serums, by the way. I just like to. Ones that you know you're not going to go back to, there's no need for them. But I just found that sometimes in the past I found something down one land that needed something from an earlier land that I didn't have, so I had to breed it all again. So as a kind of like a good practice, I do all this now. But you don't really need to. Right, so they're both. We've got slightly different stats on some of these, haven't we? That all looks the same. Oh look, warm. Warm, weird. Okay, that didn't go properly, did it? The 4-5 temp, weird. Okay, well, give them some more of that to make it right again. And I'll be back in a bit. And because we can't actually do anything until we've got the soul wax, so I'll have to wait for that. So we go for the final part of this episode. We have got some soul combs and some memory combs from our Soul Princess soldier run. So that produces the speciality soul combs as well, which is good to know. And we can sling them in there. They'll get processed, as will draconic dust. Now, I found a apiarist villager, but unfortunately, where's he gone? He's run off. He's run off. Where's he gone? Could be anywhere. There he is. Hello, Dexter. But he's only given me monistic drones, and I don't want to spend 12 emeralds 8 times, I think, to possibly get proven frames after I've done them 12. So what I did was I looked in the apiaries at the village, and luckily there was one proven frame in there. So at the minute I can only make one of these, which is a bit unfortunate. But now put that in there, I should be able to ask for Oblivion frame. Let's see if it crafts. So it should be crafting all the bits. Let's actually go across to the house here, the workshop. Let's see what's cracking. Oh, I think it's made it. No, it's not made it. What's gone wrong? There it is. Currently crafting dragon egg. I put everything in. I think I put everything in. No, I've not actually asked it to craft a dragon egg. Idiot. Clear that. Cool, missed one. There we go, that should sort that out. Put that in there. Now, there we go, we've crafted an Oblivion frame. Hooray! So there we go, that's how you craft Oblivion frames. We won't need many because we're quite a long way into our breeding, and we've still got these from looting chests and stuff, and of course you can just create Mistcraft Aegis and go look some more chests. So there we go, and I've just been having a quick look at this crushed ice for the Force engines from Wintry Bees, which are hard bees, glacial and icy, but they must be bred in icy cold temperature, normal humidity biome, and I've tried a few times and I've failed. I've tried in a cold normal over there, I've tried in a icy humid over there, and it failed both times. And even with the 12%, so with the uranium should be 120%, and all I got was a hybrid wintry industrious and a hybrid industrious wintry, so that's not working, so I need to do a bit more research on that. So I'm going to wrap up for this episode. I hope it has been enjoyable, and I hope you join me next time. Cheers, bye.